I'm a politician and by the grace of God a legislator, which is what I am. I'm a legislator. And I know that I have my responsibility, or the legislature has its own function, and the judiciary. So I don't think it would be right for me to judge the judiciary. I don't think it would be delving into an area that is not mine. If it's about legislature, which you know, like you're a doyen in this profession, I'm also a doyen in this area. And I can argue and speak at any level. But this one, I don't want to be the one. I don't think I have the powers to judge the judiciary. That's why when my case came up, I took it in this stride, in good faith. And well, thank you. Thank God the person who asked you, like you answered. You see, most of the things we do in the parliament is about lobbying. It's about voice. It's about integrity. It's about contact. Because if I'm looking for water, like you press people now, every person is looking for water. Every person is looking for power. Every person is looking for health center. So it depends on how you can lobby, you can synergize and get your colleagues to support what you have. Like I said, those things are there in 2019 budget. I replicated them completely because, you know, before we completed the budget, election had been done. It was after the election we concluded the 2019 budget. So I was aware of what had, I'm aware of what happened. So I decided to make sure that those projects were replicated in 2019 budget before we exited, so to say. But like I said, you need to lobby. I give you one typical example. You see the Bende Arochku or Hafi Arochku Road. For me, it was personal. I was passionate about it. If you ask the contractors, I became a liaison officer between them and the ministry. Are you getting what I'm saying? I go to the ministry on a daily basis. I talk to them. I pacify them. Even when their funds are not paid, luckily I was both in works and appropriation. I assure them. I don't know whether you are aware, in 2019, what the ministry proposed was either 350 or 450 million. But I used my position to raise it to 1.4 billion for that road. Go and check. You are pressmen. You have access to what government presented. You have access to what came out of the parliament. Just go and check. So that gave them boost. But go and check what is there in 2020 budget on that road. That dampened them. Even though the 2019 monies have not been released. But go and check what is there on that road in 2020, which means realization of that road will be quite slim or difficult. Another project. So all I'm saying is that they are there, but just being there is not enough, especially taking Nigerian system. You must have somebody that has the capacity to lobby, just like you said, because it's all about lobbying and following up. I go to every ministry. I go to every agency. If I'm a senator, I visit. Hardly will you see any MD of any MD or ED or DG of a government board or parastatal agency that is not Mao Ohuabunwa's friend. Not that we are friends from birth, but I push myself to make them my friend because my interest is that that project should be done. So that is the problem. Well, first and foremost, I'm conscious of the fact that I'm talking to learned men, not learned as lawyers, enlightened people, as pressmen, who are also members of the fourth estate of the realm. So you are captured in the Constitution. So what I'm saying, you also should be aware of what the Constitution says or what is there in the Constitution. What I found out that the Senate never said anything. It's just that I believe what I meant to understand that the Senate spokesman is a new person. He's a Ruka, he's a first timer. The president, because the Senate spokesman lost his election, so his deputy was now acting. And what I understood that they asked him a question in that line, and he was responding based on what I hear. I stand to be correct, based on what do you call him, Darie's case, which, as far as I'm concerned, there are two different things. Every constituency is different. The time of Darie is different. This one is different. There is no laid down procedure. If Abia North today stands up and begin to say, we want, like who asked that question, we want our voice heard, Nigeria will speak. The Senate will speak. Are you getting what I'm saying? But if you keep quiet, definitely everything will be taken for granted. So all I'm saying is that the Constitution is very clear. Let me give you one simple one. The fusion of time. You know, before, the Constitution says 181 days if you don't attend sitting for 181 days. But the amendment of the Constitution reduced it to 1/3 of that 181. So it's not for me, like I've said, it's for Abia North people. If there are people who are following up and knowing that they need to be represented, at the right time, they will know what to do. No senator can stop you and gag your voice. He can't be there speaking for his own people and ask you not to have a representation. No. Nothing like that. The Constitution is there, but it needs interpretation. Constitution has said every constituency must be represented. Are you getting what I'm saying? Which was why you remember that there was even a time the Senate suspended. Let's take, for example, the present Deputy Senate President. The Senate suspended him, but the court reinstated him, even though it's the right of the Senate to suspend. But you look at what about the people he's representing? Are they going to suffer unduly? If he has done anything as a person, punish him as a person, but not the people, because you cannot stop any constituency from having a voice. The constitutional requirements, if just like I hear certain things they say the court said about Abia North at the time I hear during the appeal for what do you call it? Bail. For bail. I wasn't there, but I was told what the judge said about us for taking a risk and all that. So if that is the case, we should suffer what we did. But like I said, that is for him. But everything is dependent on the people of Abia North. If you read the constitution, you see all the conditions. But that is per constitution. But there is also political approach, because it's a political issue. It's quite disheartening. It's unfortunate that a constituency like Abia North, I'm not saying other constituencies are not strong, but you know the makeup of Abia North. You know the local governments and the communities that make up Abia North. And you know those who have represented Abia North before now, both not only as Senate, even at the federal level, whether in the military, in economy, in business, in academics, you've always had people from Abia North. But it's only unfortunate. But if they decide to keep quiet, I'm only part of Abia North. I'm not Abia North, but it will be a shame, really, to be a shame.